Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Perfect. All right, everyone. We're good to go. Hello and welcome, everyone, to the 23rd and my last Senate session of SGA. So, to get started off, Isaiah, I can see that you're counting. We're good to go? Whoop, perfect. All right. So on the agenda today, we have a very, very busy schedule with 5 voting items. So we need to get through a lot of this pretty quickly. The first of which is the executive vice president nomination for, well, the incoming executive board. We don't currently have anyone for that position. So based on some processes, which I'll get into in a little bit, the executive board has nominated Derek Hill. It's going to get a bit more complicated, but we'll get through it. After that, we have the executive swear-ins of swearing in the new executive board so they can assume their position. After that, we have 3 different student organization proposals. Starting off, we're going to have Alpha Psi Lambda. Second, we have Hindu Yuva at IIT. And third, we have Table Tennis Club. After which we have a resolution for the creation of a special committee on research affairs. That is the last voting item of the night. And then finally, we have executive and senator reports for everything else. So to get started off, we have the executive vice president nomination in Derek Hill. So to get started off with this particular aspect, Rezwan, do you want to come up and just say why you nominated Derek real quick?
Hello, thank you so much everyone for being here tonight. We gave a lot of thought to who we want to choose as our executive vice president, and we have some really good candidates. We had Derek Hill, we had Joseph Shamoan, and we had what was his name? Benjamin Kramek. Benjamin wasn't here on time. We didn't actually have time to speak to him. He got to know about it a bit late. And because this is last semester, we couldn't actually choose him because he wasn't going to be here for a full year. Well, I think personally, after talking to everyone else, I think Derek is more suited to the position. I think Joseph was incredible, but I don't think he would be suited for the position because his goals don't align with the visions we have. But I really hope, Joseph, you stay with us as a good senator and help us make SGA great. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Does anyone have any objections with Derek Hill's nomination? Thank you. Oh. Yeah.
So with that, are there any motions that anyone would like to put forward? Ben? So that was not supposed to happen. Based on Ben has Ben has put a motion on the floor to nominate himself and add himself to the running. Can I have a second for that? All right, we have a second with that. So the way that I have interpreted, and I've talked with all the executive boards as well as Rachel and Nabiha, the way that we've interpreted it is that at this point, if anyone would like to add themselves to the nomination, it will be up to a majority vote of the next executive board, at which point, if they agree to it, then you will also be on the running for it. Then the Senate will confirm that particular vote just by simple majority. So with that, incoming executive board, as you are spread out around, if you would like Ben to be added to the nomination list, please raise your hand. Okay. I take that as no one particularly would. So seeing that, I don't think we can add Ben onto the nomination list. I'm sorry. Are there any other motions that anyone would like to put onto the floor? Seeing none, I believe that we can continue on to talk with Derek and approve or deny his nomination to the Executive Vice President of SGA. So with that, Isaiah, would you mind releasing the voting form? Gotcha. Okay, cool. In the meantime, I think I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit just to give us some more time. If you're a voting member, please vote on that as soon as possible so that we can get the
Hey
executive.
Joel,
Yes.
someone actually raised their hand here on the call.
Could you repeat that, please?
Someone actually raised their hand here on the call for motion.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that, sorry. Do you know who raised their hand?
Yes, Liliana.
Okay. Liliana, what kind of motion would you like to put on the floor? Are you there, Liliana?
Yeah, sorry, I was having problems with my phone. So you asked to raise the hand for nomination. And I raised my hand, but for some reason it wasn't going through, but it was raised. And then you said that no one raised their hands, and I was like, yes, I did.
Okay, so it was just an accident? Or am I mishearing you? Based on that, I'm going to assume it was an accident. Please send something in the chat if I'm incorrect about that interpretation. Isaiah, would you mind letting me know if something goes in the chat? Yeah. Cool. So with that and the voting form released for the EVP nominations, I think I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit so that we can start off with the, if it's okay with people. I think I would like to skip ahead a little bit to the, or do we already have the decision? Oh, okay. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. That's my whole point. In particular, we are going to skip ahead to the first student organization proposal of Alpha Psi Lambda. If you guys wouldn't mind coming up real quick. Let me put on your presentation real quick. There we are. Here you are. Clicker. Microphone.
Can I throw it on here?
Yes.
So I don't. Give me 1 second. Sure. Cool. Can you see it? Wait. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hello, everyone. I guess first I want to come up and introduce myself and my partner here. We're here to present Alpha Psi Lambda, the starting of a new chapter here at Illinois Tech. My name is Layla Mendez. I'm a junior here at IIT. I'm a co-term student majoring in mechanical engineering and engineering management. And I'm the president of Alpha Psi Lambda.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maggie Medina. I'm also a co-term student. I'm also majoring in architectural engineering and engineering management. And my role would be marketing manager for social media.
Cool. Okay. Okay, so starting a little bit about the fraternity, it is a co-ed fraternity. And so it was founded in 1985 at Ohio State University. It has since grown to be 49 different chapters with over 4,000 members. And this is kind of the mission statement of Alpha Psi Lambda, to promote continued personal and collective growth of our membership, success, and unity through education, leadership, culture awareness, and community service. And kind of Illinois Tech specific goals would be to create a community for Latinx students and to improve the overall student experience. Some more on the goals. So outside of the fraternity aspect, we do want to create a community throughout campus with a focus on culture. Having events such as a Latino festival that includes and expose Latino culture throughout the entire student body. Building a relationship with other chapters from other universities, so we kind of get some more networking involved. And then also kind of as a transfer student, I just transferred here this year. I feel like it's a big community that often gets neglected on campus and that doesn't have opportunities in leadership and different things like that. And it's friendships, because we are often, everybody's 2 years ahead of us. And so a big part of this would be to kind of create an inclusive of transfer students and graduate students, which is a largely overlooked population at Illinois Tech. Okay. On.
Alpha Psi Lambda is a Latinx organization. However, they're not Latino exclusive, meaning that any student can try to join. And ASI is not gender exclusive, which means encouraging men, women, especially non-binary, to join the fraternity. And ASI is open to transfer graduate students and first-year students. Especially for community and support, ASI was founded on the basis of serving the university campus and community while promoting Latino cultures. Illinois Tech is surrounded by many chapters and would be given so much support from other chapters and the organization. And some of the chapters included from other universities include Purdue Northwest University, UIC, UIUC, NEIU, NIU, Loyola University, DePaul University, and many other universities across the United States.
Yeah, so thank you. Any questions? I guess we'll open it up.
So, does anyone have any questions? Sure.
Go for it.
Do you have an estimated size of
Yes, right now we have an interest group of 20 people that are currently interested in joining this particular.
Are there any other questions? Okay.
Yes. Yes, yeah, we have spoken to the president of Greek Council. They are very aware of us moving forward, and we're aware with Graham also of the steps moving forward. This is kind of the first, well, we got to go through.
Are there any other questions? You guys have a chance.
Yes, they actually did have a meeting. Their last Greek Council meeting did involve the conversation of us coming in. They're very open to it as we open kind of the doors to a multicultural Greek community, which hasn't been opened yet at IIT, and is a large Greek community in Chicago. And in general, you have a lot of Divine Nine fraternities and multicultural fraternities that we don't have here at IIT. So they're very open to opening those doors to us. I know we had one back there. Yes, we are a part of a national fraternity. So the national fraternity is Alpha Psi Lambda. We do have a representative that actually comes out, and we speak directly to them on their expansion process, and we speak directly to the vice president of expansion through them. We are a part of the multicultural national fraternity, conference, yeah.
Are there any other questions? That's right.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So. Just waiting for them to get a little bit further away. I don't hear, but. What? All right, So with that, are there any points of discussion about this particular student organization? Elio? Eric?
And something I've heard, not like one person, one time, that they're probably, multiple groups, and I think it should be greater outside. I mean, that's how the red one is like, want to get it, I want to make culture of it. I think it's important that we have that resource, not to be able to learn and speaking about the tables. I think it would be a great asset to the IT.
Thank you. Shahan, if I'm thinking right. Simple, straight to the point. I like it.
Kind of going off of what that, there is kind of that void in Greek life, and I know there's a lot of people on this campus that don't feel like they just really fit into the current fraternities or sororities, and I feel like this would help fill that void, make Greek life maybe more inclusive to part of the.
All right, Tessa, I believe you had something. So to summarize Tessa's point, it's believed that this is the first co-ed fraternity on campus, and I believe Amar and Andrew confirmed that. So, all right, are there any points of concern that anyone would like to bring up? Alejandro? I don't believe during their presentation at any particular point in time did they mention where they were wanting to host their gatherings of any variety of form. So I don't believe that they mentioned it, but that's something that can definitely be asked of them later.
I didn't see anything with there. I mean, they would probably be like every other individual fraternity, or the NBA have accepted it, they would just find some pre-existing space until either maybe getting enough space that they can encourage the ISD to support them in building a house where they can. Do something like that.
All right. Are there, Monique? Gotcha. To summarize that point, there are also some spaces in the MSV basement that were left empty by other fraternities / sororities that previously existed. All right. Are there any other points of concern, comments, anything anyone would like to say? Or do I have a motion to move the previous question? All right, cool. Isaiah, you can go bring him back, and if you want, you can release the voting form. So with that, I think we're going to be moving into our next. Why is it showing up as white? I have no idea. With that, we're going to be moving into our next student organization proposal of Hindu Yuva IIT. If you guys wouldn't mind coming up. Microphone.
Namaste to all. My name is Vinita. I'm a master student in Information Technology and Management. I'm here to present about Hindu Yuva. Hindu is a person who belongs to Hindu religion. And Swami Vivekananda once said, and I quote here, I am a proud Hindu and I am proud to be in this religion because it has taught the world both tolerance and universal acceptance. And so Namaste in Sanskrit means the divinity within me salutes the divinity within you. And I would like to tell about the Yuva. Yuva means youth. So Y stands for youth. Yeah. So Yuva means youth in Sanskrit. So Y stands for Yuva. And youth for unity, virtues, and actions. Yuva means youth for unity, virtues, and action. And I would like to ask Santosh to take away.
Thank you so much, Vinita. I'm Santosh and I'm a data science graduate student. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm Santosh and I'm a data science graduate student. And the main idea behind Hindu UI is we aim at practicing, preserving, and protecting and promoting the Hindu religion. And above all, we aim at spreading the idea of oneness. So the main, basically, we intend at explaining the importance of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which basically means we all together belong to one single family. The entire world belongs to one single family. And we aim at building a strong, young, united teams across the university by connecting, various events across the university where we engage with a lot of students. And we aim at, spreading good ideas and, practicing some events like meditation and yoga. So that is it. Now I request my friend Jayan to take it over.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and explain what this organization is supposed to represent. It is supposed to represent a civilization which is nearly 5,000 years old and has a rich cultural heritage. Despite being 2.5 million Hindus in the United States, and also has diverse traditions and customs. And one of the main aims of this organization is to represent nearly 1/5 of the population of the campus, which I feel there is no representation for them to be open and sharing with other students about where they come from and their rich cultural heritage, and also to explore and engage with their religious and cultural identity. I'll pass my mic to you.
Yeah, sure. I could take it off. Good evening, everybody present here. I'm Danya Janardhan, a graduate student at IIT. I will now present you to the growth and milestones of the Hindu Yuva organization. The organization was founded in 2009 with the aim of empowering the Hindu students and providing them a socio-cultural environment in the campus of various universities. It was then forward established. The early growth period of the Hindu Yuva organization focuses on establishment of various chapters in the prestigious universities in the United States, which was then focused on with the national conference that took place in 2011. And then the expansion and growth phase is where the Hindu Yuva organization started getting a media acknowledgement and a huge response from everybody here. And now we are focusing on with the establishment of many chapters at various organizations, which empowers the student to interact, socially network with each other, share their ideas, and build their leadership skills. I would now further go ahead and explain the benefits that students get at the Hindu Yuva at IITC. It's going to be there. So the first thing is the students get to improve their leadership development. They involve themselves in organizing various events, looking after the chapter and then meeting many people, exchanging their ideas and conversations. This helps the student to build their interpersonal skills. Next is the cultural events. Cultural events are the backbone of Hinduism. And by representing that and celebrating many such events, students get to know the value and the importance of the Hindutva. And then they also learn to, be with other people. It's open to all and it represents oneness. So it doesn't have barriers of communities or religion, etc. So the students of various communities and religion can just interact and be there. It then focuses on community services, which helps the student to involve themselves to the community and care for them by organizing various events, like such as, for the homeless peoples in the shelter, some blood drive campaigns, etc. And then it also has an interfaith dialogue. This basically means it helps the student in promoting understanding and promoting each other, being there for each other and supporting each other. The last but not the least, as I mentioned, Hindu Yuva is very inclusive. It means it's open to all students. It promotes oneness and the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Thank you. My teammate is going to continue it forward.
Hey, hi. Oh, am I loud? Okay. Since she has already explained about what Hindu Yuva is mainly about, but when it comes to the Hindu Yuva, we are trying to see many people are coming from different parts of the world, but here when I say different parts, since I came from India, so when we came from India, in India, every state considered to be as a different country together because we have different kind of lifestyles, different kind of festival food, and even if you just go to one place or another place, you will feel like you are completely different place together. So. And even if we say about the festivals, I would say festivals, if I have to take a leave for every festival, there will be around 200 festivals there, so where I can actually take an entire year for the leave. So if you see, they're working. So in here, we mainly consider about when you say about the events, festivals, it is a get-together party for us, where people can meet and everyone. And since people came from, several kilometers together to here, we feel like there should be a place where they can actually come and feel like, okay, this is a place and here I can even feel my nativity here, where it can make me comfort and believe that IIT is a place for us to, again, continue our career. At the same time, we can actually invite others as well. And if you see the symbol, that symbol itself says that in Hindu, we have multiple religions. I wouldn't say that Hindu is a religion itself, because in Hindu it's a combination of religion, wherein you will find a lot of people like, even if you say about the caste system or people who speak the languages, so we have around like more than 4,000, caste systems there, and we have, I don't even count, maybe there are around 200 to 300 languages together, which makes it a unique place wherein every kind of, people can join there and see that they don't feel like, hey, I came from this place, but do I feel like this is a new one? No, you won't feel like that, because here you will see a lot of multiple people over here. And next thing is, like I said, we'll have multiple backgrounds, like where people will come on together. So I would say like Hindu yoga is not only for the people who just say that Hindu, but also for non-Hindu as well, which means that it will create a good place for everyone to come together. And more or like Hindu yoga is already having an established place where it has around 68. It has been 68 universities throughout in USA as of now, as of today. And it is a great place for the upcoming people wherein they can actually, be a leadership and take their leadership into this Hindu yoga. And also they can participate in national conferences and the workshop together, which will be a really great place for people to, join. And it will be a good outcome for everyone in a campus community to see that there is a place where we can actually grow ourselves as well. And lastly, being a volunteer, I would say that it is not just only for the community. I would say it should be an individual duty for everyone to act as a volunteer. And when it's a community help, it's not only just helping out the people who actually need any help. I would say even, let's say that some new students have came here and they really don't know about where to go, what to do, and even helping them out. It's also should be a part of ours. So that's what we are actually aiming in here. And to connect us in every aspect, we are having like bi-weekly sessions where people can actually come and together and share their ideas. And I know since I'm in second semester now, I feel like it's a pretty stressful time wherein everyone feel like it's a stressful situation wherein we think that we need to discuss with someone, we have to tell someone. So here we will even try to conduct the meditation and yoga sessions, and there will be multiple speakers which will come from different places, which will help us to motivate. And if you have any questions on all things and all, so you can actually clarify in our meetings also. So in this way, it will also help as a support system for the students as well. And we have our own website. So at the same time, you can actually search for us in YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and you can go through our website also. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Great. Does anyone have any questions they would like to ask? Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
What is the current number of students here in that are interested in?
Well, we have around 20 to 25 people as of now, and around 13 to 20 people who are interested to join, and 25 people we are already ready to on board once it's started. Yeah. Well, at this point, like when I say religious aspects, like we are trying to make sure that yeah, I mean, mainly festivals is like majorly we have around like 4 to 5 festivals where every religion will celebrate over here. So we're just planning to go to the major festivals as of now, and we will see that next if things will go proceed. So yeah, we'll be hoping.
And also some retreats, and we don't actually plan to hold any religious events. It's more or less like conduct events where all of us can involve. Not only it's not targeting any one particular religion. All of us can involve, unite, and have a good time. So our main aim is that. As I said, we intend at spreading the idea of oneness. So all of us can involve.
If I just want to expand on it,
Uh,
because you guys will call yourself
Yeah. As I said, Hinduism, it's different. As we said, Hinduism is a way of life. So there's nothing like Hindu religious practices. It's more or less like, as I said, we are gonna hold yoga sessions, meditation sessions. So yeah, so yes, it's more or less like spirituality, and I think its spirituality is not restricted to any one particular religion. So all of us can involve.
Are there any other questions? Mark?
What nearby institutions have the same organization?
UIUC has, Northwestern has, and UIC. UIC, many, there are 65 chapters around the world, around the United States. And there are 7,500 students involved in this chapter every year. And every year we conduct a national conference, either in regions, Midwest region or east side. And also. Yeah.
Yeah, and we hope that, we can get a chance to, conduct over here as well. So that's what we are planning.
Are there any other questions? Yes. All right, I've got a motion to move into discussion. Second. All right, cool. If you guys wouldn't mind following Isaiah real quick. Thank you. Yep. We'll just give him a little bit. All right, with that, does anyone have any points of discussion, comments, concerns, anything along those lines? Seeing none, and I also believe online I'm not seeing any. Are there any, or do I have a motion to move the previous question? Do I have a second? Perfect. All right. We're gonna actually have to ask him back real quick then, wonderfully. Isaiah, you can bring him back. I think I might need like a pager. Sorry. All right. So with that, once Isaiah gets back. Yes, they are. They're right there. Okay, just waiting on them to get back real quick. Okay. All right. So with that. With that, we're going to be moving on to our final student organization proposal of Table Tennis Club. You guys wouldn't mind coming up real quick?
So we are presenting for the proposal for the IIT Table Tennis Club. So just a little bit of backstory. There was already an IIT Table Tennis Club a few years ago. I'm gonna be a senior next semester, but it wasn't here when I was here. So at least 4 years ago, there was a table tennis club. But basically the past few years, I've been playing since I was a sophomore. So that's 2.5 years now. Devin has been playing for just about 2.5 years now at IT as well. And we've probably come across 30 or 40 different students over the past few years who are interested in a club, have asked us if we have a club. At one point, we had a pretty big Discord for table tennis, and we would invite people down mostly to the ping pong tables that are here at the MTCC. But there's never been any actual organization as I've been here. And so we're just interested in basically creating that backbone for the sport at IIT.
Right. So yeah, our goal is to foster an inclusive and welcoming environment for students of all culture and backgrounds and also skill set. And we want to promote table tennis on campus as an engaging, challenging, and of course, like competitive sport where students can learn the game and take their minds off studying for classes.
There, keep it there. Yeah, another thing which is kind of said last there, like a competitive sport. Although we do want it to be, casual where people can show up, socialize, and play with no competitive nature. We're also interested in being part of the table tennis tournaments. There usually is about 1 or 2 a year, which is hosted by like the actual athletics here through IM League. But that's not really hosted by any students that I know that play ping pong. So we'd be interested in actually being a part of that and getting to host our own tournaments, which would have small prizes like shirts or, something like that. But just to encourage people to play more competitively.
And just to add on to that, other schools such as UIC also host competitions for the school. So if possible in the near future, we will also be interested in joining that. As for policy, no discrimination will be tolerated. The table tennis club will welcome all students who are interested in the sports, again, regardless of skill. So even if you're a complete beginner, you can feel free to join. And of course, treating each other with respect, treat the equipment with respect. And anybody who violates these rules will, of course, be probably dismissed.
That's probably the biggest platform for the table tennis club is we want to make sure that even if you've never touched a ping pong paddle, you can come and play. I'm sure a lot of the reason that certain people will join will be for the social aspect of it. And so we want to make that kind of our headline is you never have had to have played table tennis to join. But also we encourage people who have played and haven't been able to play for a few years or actively play competitively, to feel welcome.
Equipments. Table tennis, it's really simple. All we need for the basics are a paddle, a table, and some ping pong balls. Of course, in the future, if we do feel like adding more equipments, there's also ball barricades, so it helps improve efficiency for ping pong, and also the ping pong ball machines for practical training. All of these aim to enhance player experience and improve consistency.
Yeah, so like he said, there really isn't a lot to the actual sport itself. Just based on what's here at the MTCC, we've been able to foster a good environment for people to come and play through the Discord. Like we used to invite people down here. It was practically a club in itself. We just didn't have any official backing from IIT. But if we could get some type of budget that would allow us to buy just some of the simple stuff, it'd be really helpful. From what we understand, there's actually table tennis. There's actually tables at the bog somewhere that was used for the previous club, but has been out of service for the past few years just because no one has been there to use them except for tournaments on occasion. And so most of the equipment that we would need is already floating around IIT and just not organized in any way. So as a proposed schedule, we would want to make it so there's obviously the Monday, Wednesday, Friday block at IIT, and then the Tuesday, Thursday. We just want to ensure that whatever time we do, anybody that has classes on, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, we might be able to do a Monday and a Thursday, just to make sure that people would be able to at least join 1 day a week. But other than that, we'd want to meet probably 2 or 3 times a week with official meetings. And then obviously if we had some sort of active Discord, we'd be able to just host smaller stuff where people can show up. There's a lot of commuter students at IIT. Obviously between 1240 and 150, a lot of those commuters have literally nowhere to go because they're not going to drive back home. And we would try and be here for most days to be able to play at that time and bring the equipment down and use it.
recruitment strategy. So again, there are a lot of students at the IIT campus who are actively playing table tennis here at the MTCC. And also there's a table down on Kaplan that people use occasionally. But there is no organization for people to go to have consistent practices and to meet up. So our plan is to create posters and of course word of mouth to create an outreach to announce these to students at IIT and to let them know that there is now an official club and anyone is welcome. Hosting events and anything other than regular meetings. Hosting events other than regular meetings that specifically caters to those who have never played and also would garner a lot of attention. So our motto is anybody is welcome and no experience is necessary.
Yeah, so going off of that, there's obviously a large foreign population here at IIT, and ping pong is a lot more popular outside of America than it is inside of America. And so while we're playing, if it's just me and Devin here at the MTCC, we will find that a lot of foreign students will just walk up and kind of just stare at us while we're playing. And obviously they are usually scared to ask us to actually play. But with that, if we had a club backing it, we'd be able to just mention to people offhand, hey, if you want to play, if you don't want to be scared to ask, we host meetings on this day or this day. And I think even without posters, we would have plenty of people who would just kind of wander into the club. But obviously posters and stuff like that would help. And that's just about it, actually, if there's any questions.
Also, I just want to add that for reference, the table tennis Discord that we currently have already has 20 members, and there's a couple dozen more people that have came up to us that aren't part of Discord. So in total, we have roughly around 30 to 40 people who are interested in joining the club. That's all. Thank you for your time.
I just brought this up to somebody else, but I would certainly vote for you if you express, a interest in making a pub Discord for foosball, badminton, billiards. I know billiards club is passed, so you can have that hub. I don't have much Discord. Don't be able to have enough Discord. Just having that hub would be really convenient. So if you have the intention, collaborating with the boards to make that hub.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's also one issue with the IIT Discord, the ping pong Discord actually, is it kind of get a little bit empty, because if people are only playing once a day, that means that only a few people are gonna, type in the chat once a day. And so we'd actually be really interested in collaborating. If people don't want to play ping pong one day, they're willing to play, like you said, badminton, football, something like that. So we'd be really interested.
Tessa?
Yeah, for sure.
There's actually more equipment at the bog where the old club used to be. I think there's around 3 tables that are unused currently. They're brand new on the bog. And what they would do before is they roll these tables up to the elevator and then put them in the ballroom at Herman Hall.
But yeah, the equipment that's here in the MTCC that like normal, students have access to, it's pretty old. The balls aren't even actually like ping pong balls. They're just kind of vaguely balls or something like that. And the tables are kind of falling apart. They're fine. They work. I think most table tennis players don't care for the most part, but I would say it's insufficient.
Right. So you mentioned a couple of times that you usually deal with stuff here on campus and then that, for whatever reason, and I don't know the story of it, but, do you have any sort of methodology of how you that thinking of help you?
Yeah, so we actually do know what happened in the previous table tennis club. A previous, I guess, friend of ours, but he was a member. He just graduated, I think, last semester. He was a part of it as a younger member, and he just kind of witnessed what happened. It was mainly a leadership issue. So there weren't actually people to, pass on the torch to the next table tennis players. And that's not to say there weren't table tennis players. There were. It was just kind of a lack of organization towards the end of whenever those people graduated. So we would just want to ensure that there is organization when we're on our way out, because like I said, there's probably hundreds of people on campus who would be at least somewhat interested in, you know, a table tennis club. So, yeah,
So basically, you put forth that documentation.
yeah.
Every year we have like. some of the-
I think the Constitution would include something very specific actually on how the next members would be selected. And I think a big issue also is like discords or whatever people are communicating through, those don't get passed on.
I think they get
Yeah.
integrated with on the, more of these, or, yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
To answer your first question, no, we weren't able to contact anybody who was part of the exec board from the previous club because it wasn't here when we enrolled in IIT. And for the second question, the way it worked before, according to our old friend, is they would move the table from the box, that's where they put it, and they would roll to the elevator and then bring it to the ballroom that's like right above.
And I want to be specific, there is a table at the bog, and that's for the bog, but then there's actually more tables in storage, which normal students don't have access to. So that's what we're referring to when we say the tables. Yeah. 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 We're interested in the ballroom because that's where we know from our friend, he wasn't on the exec board, I guess our contact with the historic club. But he said that they would play in the ballroom, they would have practice there and then tournaments there. But if that didn't work, if we could bring stuff to the MTCC, that wouldn't be the biggest issue either. Yeah.
Are there any other questions? Do I have a second? All right. Cool. Go ahead.
Thank you.
So, to get things started off, does anyone have any points of discussion, comments, anything they'd like to say? I know that they're right there, but I'm wanting to see someone's hand before they walk all the way away. Perfect. All right, let's give it a little bit of time. I'm gonna go with Tessa first. Gotcha. To summarize that concern for those who couldn't hear, effectively it was you wanted to make sure that they were actually purchasing equipment that they actually needed instead of just buying new equipment when we already have it somewhere on campus. Especially though probably justified because the tables in MTCC are rickety. Nathan.
One man, that and as I said, without longevity is something we want to see in the organization. I think it's possible. I think the idea of speaking to organization leaders of people such as people club and building society, seeing if they'd like to unite one of a centralized organization, they can pilot efforts in contacting people and also request funds. CL, like that'd be something we want to get to in the future. This organization, but I think one of the main concerns is a very niche club, definitely a club that's additionally smaller, like this would be just longevity.
Effectively, to summarize that up for people who couldn't hear, it's a concern of longevity because this club already fizzled out once before. Andrew.
And I think they kind of addressed that like as well. From what they were saying, that they didn't have any sort of constitution or documentation of the process before. And I think that they can do that that would be a huge step, and if they do integrate with the other group that they feel that they should actually stay around the department.
All right. Are there any other comments, concerns, points of discussion? Tessa? Got a motion to move to move the previous question, and I have a second from Elio. Isaiah, you can go ahead and bring them back and release the voting form. Thank you. So. Go. Once they get back here, we'll continue on. Because the next thing that we're gonna go over is the executive swear-ins and the EVP nomination. Just waiting for everyone to get back here. All right, so to go all the way back, why is this? Perfect. I'm not entirely aware why my screen decided to turn to white. So to start off with the executive vice president nomination towards Derek Hill. Isaiah, I believe we have results back on that particular item. Would you mind reading those out so we can get it onto the next item?
So the results for the executive vice president nomination of Derek Hill, there were 12 responses to it. There were 3 no votes and 9 yes votes. So Derek is passed. He is the new director.
Congratulations to Derek. With that, we are going to move to our executive swearing. So if the new executive board wouldn't mind standing up, coming up here, either one. It's up to you guys. And then Nabiha, I believe it's your job to actually issue the oaths. It's on the slides. Don't worry. So many hurdles. So we are going to start off with the VP for a very particular reason you'll see in a little bit. Here you go, Nabiha.
Okay. Who are we starting with?
VP.
Which ones? Okay,
VPs.
okay, let's start with,
Do we have to do we need like a hand on the anything? Or?
you can hold my hand. No, you-
How? Yeah, just raise your right hand. The only person that actually officially. Was it putting your right hand up?
Yeah.
Put your right hand up.
Do I go up to him or do I?
Yeah, how about you go to the front?
Yeah, so all of you, we're in a line now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You're also in a line.
Wait, what's the order of succession? Yeah. He's just. Yeah. Residents like boots on up. Yeah.
Dude, it's just Robert. Wait, that's Robert Blue. Yeah. That's-
I've never seen a physical Robert's rule. I'm always very digital. So.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay.
I guess so.
Oh, so this is executive vice president.
It's gonna be all of them. Yeah, we gonna say.
Okay, then Derek, give this to Nike.
Oh, we have to pass it.
Yeah, you're gonna, because you're different.
Oh. Okay.
You,
Oh, he's having his own.
yeah, he's having his own turn, so you're different. Okay, Naive.
Oh, it's one at a time.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. Do you think right hand up?
Okay,
Yeah, and then, yeah, okay.
here.
Guys,
Put your hand on top of it. That's what I thought, right? Your right hand up. Oh. There you go. There we go. Okay, yeah, there's another person involved in this. I was very confused. Okay.
and
Hold it. There you go.
there you go. I knew that. Okay.
I, Naeem,
I, Naeem Mohammed,
do hereby affirm that I shall justly support,
do hereby affirm that I shall justly support
and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association
and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association
of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligation to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and faithfully execute my duties as the office that you have to the best of my ability.
and vow to fulfill my obligations, and faithfully execute my duties as Vice President of Residence Life to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Naeem, you're gonna be the Resident Life for next year. Oh yeah, hi. Hi, okay, we're gonna start off. I, your names, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
I, Elio Armas Rojo, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and faithfully execute my duties as your office to the best of your ability.
and faithfully execute my duties as Vice President of Engagement to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, now you're Vice President of Engagement for next year. Hi, Andrew. I, Andrew, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
I, Andrew Nichols, do hereby affirm that I shall justify, support, and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and faithfully execute my duties as office to the best of my ability.
and faithfully execute my duties as Vice President of Campus Life to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Andrew. You're I, name, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
I, Nathan Aponavichus, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
bylaws, Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligation to my fellow students.
I vow to fulfill my obligation to my fellow students
Can I say this one out loud? And faithfully execute my duties as the office to the best of your ability.
faithfully execute my duties as Vice President of Academic Affairs to the best of my ability.
Congratulations! Now you're speaking back to your parents. Is money the same thing? No, I know that, but the same. Yeah. Really? Okay, put your right hand up. And then put your left hand in front. You gotta be loud, or you know what, you like this. I, name, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support
I, Monique, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support
and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association
and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association
of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and faithfully execute my duties as your office to the best of your ability.
and faithfully execute my duties as Finance Board Chair to the best of my ability.
Congratulations to Monique! Yeah, but for EVP, is it something different?
No, this is.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Okay, you know how it works? Okay, good. So, I, your name, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
I, Derek Hill, do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and faithfully execute my duties as your office to the best of your ability.
and faithfully execute my duties as Executive Vice President to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, Derek, he's executive. I'm tired. Oh, no, I have to.
So what's currently going on is, before COVID, I found out that actually every single year when when the executive vice president and the president was transitioned, they're actually supposed to sign a copy of Robert's Rules of Order. Both of those copies for the EVP and the president, I was actually given by Ben. And so for the first time since COVID, we actually have another signature to add to the book in Derek Hill. Congrats.
Okay, you know how it works now? Yeah. No, so here. Okay, put your right hand up. And then put your. Yep, there you go, you got it now. Okay, I do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
I do hereby affirm that I shall justly support and defend the Constitution
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
and bylaws of the Student Government Association of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligation to my fellow students
I vow to fulfill my obligations to my fellow students
and faithfully execute my duties as office to the best of my ability. You gotta say this one loud, you're the president.
and faithfully execute my duties as president of the as office to the best of my ability.
You're off as president of Illinois Institute of Technology, SGA.
Okay. And faithfully execute my duties as president of the SGA to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Calm down.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't see that.
Rez. So another thing too. So I discovered that apparently at the Bell House, the last Bell president had an SGA pin. And somehow it's just kind of got lost through the years and it's stayed with us. So to also end off this transition, I'll give the presidential pin to you as well, Rezwan. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm done.
Yes.
You go. I'm gonna say something to you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting me. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Isaiah for his amazing term and everything he did for SGA and Illinois Tech. So hands off to you, Isaiah. Thank you so much for everything. I can only promise that I will try my best to keep the promises I made to the student body and the student government, and hopefully we can, in 1 year time after my term's done, we can have a better IIT. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you, everyone.
I would like to make a quick motion that we manufacture more of the pins with Joseph's new logo.
Yeah.
Second? Hello?
Yay.
All right, so next up, we have our resolution for.
Keep going. I skipped around.
We have our resolution for the Special Committee on Research Affairs. I'm gonna ask Jacob to come up and tell you guys a brief summary of it.
Joel, do we pull it up or is this just it?
Do you want it out?
I assumed it would be pulled up.
Gotcha. Let me get that real quick.
Just start talking.
I believe Joel's pulling it up right now. Prior to that, I've discussed it quite frequently and I've been working with Nathan over the past few days now to introduce a special committee on research affairs. This would begin now. Why now and why not next semester? The answer to that is because the university is currently creating an undergraduate research advisory committee. It's been selected by Dr. or Vice Provost in this case of research, Fred Hinkernell,
And it currently only has 2 or 3 if there are co-chairs, co-editors in chief for the undergraduate research journal. This is 2 if I have this. Anyway, and so as a result of this, I am hoping to create, along with Nathan, I believe, I'm going to speak on your behalf as well, along with Vice President Abanovich, I forget, the new Vice President of Academic Affairs, to bring this as a sort of development center for students to share their ideas with one another, and for the Vice President of Academic Affairs and one of the students of the Undergraduate Research Advisory Committee, me, to then bring that to faculty when they're developing these research programs. I think it's of paramount importance to include students and their opinions in the process of ideation, and to lose any statement that they have to say in this process would make what we currently have in many of our systems globally and in Illinois Tech disconnected from the desires of the students. So with this, it would just accelerate those needs, desires, and interests of the students to these committees, which are primarily faculty with really a couple of student representatives. So what I'm presenting here is primarily just the fact that it would start around finals week. It says no earlier than, or no later than May 5th. So it would meet at least once before then, and then no later or no earlier than May 19th, May 20th, such that there are at least 2 meetings prior to meeting with Dr. Hinkernell after. And I will be speaking with him next week about this, and I will be speaking with them as both, if this passes, the student representative of that committee, as well as the chair of this committee, and this resolution will pass with the stipulation. It's been added with that I would be the chair of this committee as a student, not a vice president, and that your vice president of academic affairs would be the vice chair of this committee to help integrate the academic and the research affairs of the university, something which has been disconnected quite much. And why this doesn't fall under the Committee of Academic Affairs, I believe needs to be addressed, is that academic affairs is wide-reaching. It's wide, it's multifaceted, and it has a lot of different development happening right now, And with research affairs, it sends this message from admin, from faculty, from the vice provost of research, that the SGA is aware that there is an issue and wants to address this issue regarding research affairs. That's really all I have to say about it now. I would entertain a comment from, I hope the EVP would entertain a comment from Vice President of Academic Affairs about this resolution.
Well, I'd like to thank Jacob, first of all, for putting this proposal ahead of us, and I don't have much to say. I'd like to point out the fact that we have created specific checks on this committee so that it will have to be recertified each semester, so we make sure that it's going on the proper goal. And I think it's great that we are both integrating the research affairs side of this committee with my own position in academic affairs to make sure that they line up appropriately, and that we are moving in the direction that we need to for the student body. Additionally, I think he said bi-weekly meetings. I don't have much to say. I agree with all of the points that he brought up. I think it's important that we have a special committee on research. Everything he ran on makes perfectly fine sense. Initially, I did have my doubts on the urgency of this. However, I see that this is a prime opportunity to strike where research affairs are concerned, especially working with the Undergraduate Research Council and the Vice Provost for Research. Myself and Jacob have a meeting with the Vice Provost of Academic Affairs, so I'm sure we'll be bringing this up as well and being in constant contact with the administration. And I'd like to say, I look forward to working with Jacob and with all the rest of SGA in my new position and moving forward on this committee as well. And once again, congratulations to the entire new exec board. It's been a phenomenal process working with SGA so far over these past few weeks, and I'm looking forward to next semester.
Thank you. All right, we are going to take a brief break. We are going to do pictures, correct? So we will be back. That's it. Pause. We'll be right back. Then we'll move on to those. Good.
So, the plan is that we were hoping to take a group photo with all of the current, anyone interested in SBA. So if you guys would mind, we can work with that direction. So we can take this group photo.
Moving on the stairs, or if we're gonna take it on the stairs. So,
Yes.
can we not value more people over what we're wearing?
What?
Oh, can we take a picture of you with that stuff?
Sure. If you want to, you can, you're welcome to. No, come on.
Yeah, ignore that I just took it off. Yeah, I want you to be in it. So. I was testing something.
Where there is no law,
but every man does what is right in his own eyes. There is the least of real liberty. Henry M. Robert.
That's enough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. We move to make this question.
Tessa, repeat your motion. What was your motion? All right,
Do I have
we have a motion. Previous question. The previous question would immediately vote on it. Okay. Do we have a second to moving the previous question, i.e. moving immediately to voting? Are there any objections to that, i.e. Nathan? Okay. All right. So we do have an objection. Tessa?
You.
Yes. Nathan, what were you wanting to say?
I would like to, does anybody have any matter? I don't want to discredit anybody's, opinion, or whatever they have to say.
All right.
Before we move to discussion. And
All right.
So the way I was explaining that, is this a separate committee or is it all under academic? It does not fall under academic. It is not under the academic committee or.
He's doing your responsibility.
So why, so then I ask, why is it not under academic?
It effectively is going with academic. Demonstrating. I guess, yeah.
And that's why we decided that both positions.
Are there any other questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. That's up. Thank you. Do I have a second? Do I have an objection? Seeing none. We can go ahead and release the voting form, Isaiah, wherever you may be. Okay, perfect. With that. Not share, slideshow. With that, we're moving into executive reports. So, Elio, come on up.
How's everyone doing tonight?
How's everyone doing tonight?
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Okay, so I have an absolute loud voice. So next semester has been budgeted. It's final. There's no more budget for next semester. It has been done. Internal slogan selection is going to go on next semester. I delayed it until next semester because frankly, we're at the end of the year. There's not much we can really do in terms of that right now, but we do have a new logo, so that's something. Monthly tabling sessions are available for all to sign up. Every month, there will be 5 days, that's a week, dedicated to tabling. It could be SGA volunteers, senators, or associate vice presidents, or literally anyone in SGA that can volunteer for these tabling sessions. Say you want to reach out on behalf of academic affairs, sign up for a table. It will be monthly, and I expect senators to sign up when they're available. SGA Senate Retreat is planned for next semester after Senate elections, and the SGA Town Hall will be planned in mid-October, soon after Senate elections. And we also have Welcome Week events that we are going to be setting up. Yes, we're doing Welcome Week again, like we always do. So yeah, and then spring 24, tentatively, the SGA benefit for Dick Thomas. Another SGA town hall in spring around mid-March, early to March. And monthly table sessions as well, but I am open to ideas for spring. If you have anything that you'd like to see in the spring that SGA can sponsor or create, please let me know. I also have volunteers for Discovery Day. Right now, I do have Nick Thomas signed up as a volunteer for Discovery Day.
I myself cannot be there as I'm working during that time, but if you do want to volunteer for Discovery Day, please let me know. It is this Saturday from 11 to 12. Yeah, I was right. 11 to 12 is Discovery Day. SGA will be tabling and Jacob will be our main point person, but we do need more people. I want at least 2 others. Okay, so make sure to let me know if you want to table. Yes, that's it. Saturday, 11 to 12. Yes, so please let me know. And then I guess finally, the last thing for me, it is the end of the semester. I want to say this year has been a journey, especially these past few weeks. I am tired, but next semester I will be refreshed. Summer will have taken its toll on making my mental health better. So everyone have a wonderful summer. And I hope that as the new Student Government Association Executive Board goes into office, that they have fresh, new ideas for what SGA can do, because at the current moment, SGA is looking very positive. So I hope everyone has a wonderful summer, and that's it for me. Engagement out. Thank you.
Here, go ahead, Naeem.
What happened to it?
Go ahead.
He
just wanted it updated.
Okay.
Just some notes regarding this.
Stop. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Did you turn it off, Naeem?
Oh.
Hello? There we go. Okay, got it. So just some notes to you all before we commence our annual residence life. I also didn't put that we do have our last RHA meeting tomorrow night. We have our last RHA meeting tomorrow night. I don't expect it to be too long or really eventful. We've just been trying to deduce the things we've been trying to deduce for the past month or so. But just so you all are aware, the final countdown event has been ongoing for the past 2 days, every day at Tuesday and Wednesday at lunch hour. The final day will be Thursday at lunch hour, at which a final reminder will be going out. Okay, answer this right now. Where the final reminder will be going out to students at around noon or so to attend the final countdown to get pertinent information regarding how to properly tackle your finals, study techniques, calendaring, and etc. So please do attend if you have not come to one already. It is the last chance. Make sure you make it out. And we have free food available. We have lunch. We serve lunch. Tomorrow, I think, will be Connie's pizza and Caesar salad. Could be great. Wonderful. Yeah. Room assignments apparently were delayed to starting today. They were originally supposed to start April 17th for I believe 4th years and up that were in the priority room selection group that also were in roommate groups. That did not happen. It's been pushed back to today. I've been told some people have gotten time slots, but I'm still trying to deduce exactly what has been going on. So we will find out at the RHA meeting when I talk to people who have gotten some word from the aura regarding their roommate situation as to what's been going on. And I will also discuss some things with the ORL because I am very confused right now. But yeah, the rest of the schedule, I believe, is still intact according to the email they sent. It was just this week that was affected regarding a room selection. So we will tackle more of that in the RHA meeting tomorrow, but just to give you a preview of what that will look like. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Sorry, I'm going to cough right quickly before I conclude. There. Thank you to everyone so much for everything this year. I just want to start off by saying RHA was originally, of course, separate from SGA before the merger commenced. We were in the dark about a lot of things, and SGA and RHA, we were not communicating well. For those who may remember, I was exec assistant for all but like 5 minutes or so. It was longer than that. It was like a few days, but still, just to try and get onto the executive board to try and communicate residents' life issues with the existing SGA executive board, because we didn't have an official place, in SGA other than the RHA seat as a senator seat, which was in the student life committee before it split into VP Campus Life, VP Residence Life, and VP PPI. This merger has been nothing but great for Office of Residence Life, specifically for RHA as well. We'll be taking our new name, Residence Hall Assembly, and using it publicly starting in the fall semester, and we're very excited about that. It's just an RHA Residence Hall Association for now, just to not confuse anyone. But we've gotten a lot of information. We have accomplished a lot of things, gotten a lot of, we've advocated for a lot of students, whether that be students in gender inclusive housing, whether that be students who can't do laundry in case you call because the washing machines are cracked, whether that be students who are facing issues with their waiver, with their housing deposit and needed waiving, students who experience a lack of, CDA staffing and needed CDAs at the desk. We've been pushing and pushing and pushing for a lot of things. And I believe we finally moved the needle on some hot topic issues for this year in residence life, but there's still, of course, a lot more to go. And I'm looking forward to working with SGA and working with all of you wonderful, happy, bright people in the upcoming semesters. And of course, taking my leave after this upcoming year, because this will be my last year here at IIT, and that's my last year here in this position. I've been RHA president for at least 3+ years now, around 3 years or so. I'll be going into my 4th, because technically we didn't have anyone to chair over RHA for like 2 years or so. So yeah, happy to finally be elected into this position. JSYK was never elected into this position until this year. Very happy for that. Glad that now I get actual support and votes. Yeah, excited to continue. I will conclude. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm long-winded. They're going to need to give me a timer next semester. Thank you.
So just to go over a few things, I'll try to keep this short. I know it's late. We all have work to do. It's a Thursday night, Wednesday night. Wednesday. I'm already confusing the days. So currently happening, I'm sure you all got the email, but of course evaluations are open and we do have a text box for faculty recommendations and recommendations for courses. This is very big news. I'm sure we're all happy to see it. And I'm sure we all have comments for at least a few of our professors and a few of our courses. So please fill that in. I'll be attempting to make contact with faculty and administration, department heads, speak about this, these results of these evaluations, and hopefully maybe share some of this with the student body. But also course registration has been opened. That opened last week or so, or maybe 2 weeks ago. So if you have not registered yet, please register. Otherwise, you won't be in the classes that you want to be. Happening soon, obviously, we all saw the resolution on the Special Committee for Research Affairs. This committee is going to be working very closely with the Undergraduate Research Advisory Committee. And also on a separate note, the Undergraduate Research Journal at IIT is accepting executives and editors. So I would advise you, if you are interested in that, please go over and contact them. We'd be happy to put you in contact if you want to come up to meet myself or Jacob. And additionally, there is a development for graduating with honors if you have an undergraduate thesis happening. And lastly, all I have to say is that Innovation Day is on April 28th. So if you'd like to come and support your fellow students in the iPro organizations or courses, or if you'd like to learn more about them or different organizations that participate in them, I would highly recommend you go out and support them on April 28th. So thank you very much. And we will have lots to do next semester and over the next year. I look forward to working with everybody here. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nathan. Now we open it up to any senator reports. Do we have any? Seeing none. Open floor, do we have
Isaiah.
Reswan. Reswan.
Next one.
I just want to say, congratulations to the incoming board. I know all of you guys will do phenomenal. And I want to say to my outgoing board, thank you all so much for the hard work you put in. Over the last year, we've done a lot. I know it doesn't seem like it on paper, because I'm playing a lot of events, but we've done a lot in terms of structurally rechanging the organization. I really do appreciate all of your due diligence with that. Even though I'm stepping down in this role, you will not see the last name SGA. Most of you have only known me in this role, but I've been trying to be neutral. You have not seen my opinions on anything. So good luck with that. And I'm going to call some help for you all. So, but congratulations again. I'll see you all next year.
Thank you so much.
Oh, great. That was an amazing. Oh. I'm not
Go ahead.
Hi, so I had a question for our current and former executive board of SGA. So after the SGA elections for this upcoming term, there were some concerns presented about the procedures of the election, specifically violations of. Okay. Here you go.
They filed a petition and we dismissed it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, my question was, have any of those concerns been addressed? And you answered it, so thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Okay, perfect. All right, thank you all so much. That's the last one of the year. See you all next year. New and old.
I'm gonna go ahead and close the Zoom meeting for everyone. Thank you for attending.